stitch maps across the skies. Petals drift where the night winds play. Stars rehearse what the dawn